6 months ago, we had just moved to the farm. I was setting up this workshop, and Papap was. He was just wandering down here every day, helping out with whatever project he could. Sometimes he'd just sit over in the corner over there and just watch. Sometimes offering a little advice or a story about when he built something similar. We were all looking forward to spring and spending long mornings watching the chickens and drinking coffee out on the porch. And then right there at the end of winter, he had a heart attack at the breakfast table. He survived that, but he was never the same. He lived for about a month afterwards. He was severely weakened and in almost constant pain. He couldn't sleep at night, not because he was afraid to die, but because he was afraid that he'd wake up the next morning and still be suffering. When the end finally came, Gigi asked me to build a box for his ashes. Of course I said yes. How couldn't I? I started out using wood that we had moved over here from his workshop. Maybe wasn't the perfect material, but it was the right thing to do. I cut and shaped it using mostly his tools. I worked without a particular plan in mind. I just let the wood and the tools guide me. I made a few mistakes along the way. A little bit of a disaster. I learned a lot. And, well, it felt like I'd taken the time I needed to say goodbye. You see, I first heard Papap's name on a Wednesday when Allie asked me if I could come on up and visit and lay down some decking so he didn't overtax himself. Well, by that Friday, when I was all prepared to drive up, we got a call saying that he'd already done the work himself. A year after that, I just about drove myself to exhaustion, keeping ahead of him while building a retaining wall in the backyard, just so he wouldn't pick up the hammer and try to drive in 18-inch spikes by himself. And he was 86 at the time. He was a real hard worker. On his last night on Earth, I found myself racing him again. I'd set an alarm and would wake every 2 hours to give him his medicine to try and ease his pain and keep the night terrors at bay. I'm still sad that I didn't have more time with him, or with my own grandparents who passed on years ago. But I'm very thankful for the time that I did have. This felt like the right way to say goodbye, even if I wished that I hadn't needed to for many, many more years.